feel like it's like kind of too woo-woo for you, then I'm gonna break it down and actually show how it works on a different level, even if maybe the sort of spiritual side doesn't resonate with you. And hopefully by the end of the video, you will know how to manifest and also understand its value. So welcome to the channel. I am all about making self-improvement practical. I have a psychology research background as well as project management background. So for me, it's all about taking the conceptual and making it tangible and practical and stuff that you can actually use in your everyday life. So stick around and we are gonna get right into it. So your brain hallucinates your conscious reality. Your realm of possibility is all around you. There have also been, don't quote me directly on these studies, but I've read work also about how important it is where you grow up, what you see. For example, I remember that when I was younger, a lot of people wanted to be teachers because that was like the main kind of like career that they saw around them when you're like a young school-age child. And then as you grow older, you obviously get exposed to way different types of like people and careers, and then oftentimes you will maybe pursue something else. But it also goes to show that like the socioeconomic status that you grow up in, like your reality and what you think is possible is very much shaped by what you see around you, but it's also shaped by what you have inside your head. So your brain filters out what it thinks is impossible. So reality is essentially a prediction. It's not the objective truth. So your brain is constantly like predicting what is going to happen, like the next minute, the next hour, the next day, the next year. And that's like a survival mechanism essentially, because obviously predicting is very important when it comes to like back in the stone or like in the caveman days, like when it comes to predicting like maybe dangers or things that you'll be exposed to. But in this day and age, especially now in the digital age where truly the sky is the limit in many sense, like, you know, no matter where you are in the world, like there is a certain amount of agency and power, obviously not the same across the world, but more so than in the past, right? So I think that that is super important, that your reality is only like what you're predicting, not the objective truth. There's so much more that could be possible for you. Like you could be like the next like A-list singer, you could be the next president, like who knows? So it's about making that outcome that you want feel plausible. And again, this is not woo-woo, this is not about magical. It's putting it within the realm, putting it being the thing that you want within the realm of possibility for you. So, for example, a really easy way to do this is like when I'm listening to music, I will sort of like imagine myself in maybe a situation that is aligned with a goal of mine. So something that I want. So for you, like, I mean, it could be like graduating from med school. It could be like, yeah, being a singer. It could be like the most outlandish thing, but it's like about making that within your realm of possibility. So for example, super easy way, what I just said, listening to music, maybe when you're out on a walk or out on a run, just kind of like daydream almost. So again, it's not like woo-woo here. It's really about putting it within the realm of possibility. Okay, moving on to our second portion is action is what updates the prediction. So I think with manifesting, a lot of people kind of think that it's like, that it just like magically happens. And that being said, I have actually had times where like I was like manifesting or like thinking about something a lot, and then sort of that path opened up really easily for me. So I'm not like purporting to have one opinion or the other, but one thing that I do think that is very important is that obviously you need to take action. Like you can't just like sit there and wait for things to fall into your lap. If things and pathways do open up for you fairly easily, then awesome, that's great. Like not gonna complain about that, but it is about the action. So visualization or manifestation, it sets the direction, it sets the tone, it sets you on a path where you believe that it's within the realm of possibility for you to achieve that thing. But of course you cannot not take action. So small actions, even if they're very, very, very small, create prediction errors that force those belief updates. So that means that every time that you take a small action towards a goal, and then, you succeed at that small action, that is going to teach your brain, like, oh, I didn't even think it was possible to like walk down this path at all, and all of a sudden we're a couple steps forward. So it forces you to keep updating what you think might be possible. And that evidence is going to be so motivating. Evidence is more important than affirmation. So again, trying to combat this sort of idea that manifesting is all mystical or woo-woo, it actually is super important because it gives you confidence that you can actually pursue and achieve what you want. Consistent actions will make that new reality then feel normal. And now I am coming up on sort of our final portion, which is that your nervous system sets the upper limit. So a stressed body predicts threat even when you are successful. I think a lot of people will talk about that, like also content creators and stuff, that they will be doing amazing. Or like maybe I've heard like comedians talk about this on podcasts as well. They will be absolutely crushing it, but they don't feel like they are. They absolutely feel like so stressed and devoid of any like feeling of happiness or success. And I think that is like, that's just like, that really hits that note home. Like, to think that somebody at the top of their game feels that way, it goes to show how important like your internal world is. So dysregulation leads to self-sabotage. Like, you're ultimately going to go downhill if you don't do something about that, if you are living in that sort of nervous system upset, threat, fight or flight kind of situation, right? So safety expands when what feels possible. So regulate first, then intend, and then act. So you don't want to be in a state of stress. You also don't want to be in a state of like attachment or longing where you're like desperate to do whatever the goal is that you've set out to do. So it is about like manifesting and setting those goals, but not in a stressed way, like not in a desperate way. You want to be happy with where you are now and thankful for where you are now and where you've come from, but then obviously aspiring to more as well. And I think there's certain people in my life that I've talked to that they have a very different perspective of me than me. They're like totally fine with, I guess, just like everything in their life staying the same for the rest of their life. And like, that's great. They're happy with that. But I think you can be happy with where you are, very happy, in fact, but then also still aspire for more. And if you can master nervous system regulation and then, manifest and visualize the future and then take tiny actions towards that, I mean, you're golden. Like, that is such a great path forward for any goal. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be the most out there, niche goal, or it could be graduating from university. Like, it really doesn't matter. That is a recipe